You are listening to Black Women Connecting Communities. Today, we are celebrating Black History Month with our Unapologetically Black Me series with leaders in media. Join us right here when we come back. Hey, welcome to another edition of Black Women Connecting Communities. Happy Black History Month. This is your girl, Chris, and I am joined with my lovely co hosts. I'm so happy to see you, beautiful ladies, Portia and Karim Jim. Happy Black History Month, ladies. How y'all doing?
Doing
Great.
good. How about you, ma'am?
I'm good. Doing lovely. You know,
Yeah.
we are, it's been a minute since we've been on air since, so happy new year, first and foremost. And happy
Yes,
new
Happy
year to
New
all of our
indeed.
Year.
listeners out there because it's our first time back. Right. Hold on, let me see if I can get some. So, so I'm really excited to have this Black History special. We postponed this special from October, um, and we're presenting it to you today. And I think it's going to be even better with a greater purpose. Today, we are doing unapologetically. We're kicking off our unapologetically Black series with Black leaders in media. All right, we know about that, right? We know all about that.
Yes.
And
Absolutely. Of course we do.
We all believe in
so
us.
that's right. So first of all, before we get too deep into that, tell us how you've been, Portia. What's been going on with you? What's new with Portia 911?
Well, I'm thankful to be here. So, Merry New Year to you too in the 22. Okay. What's been going on with me? I've been connecting the community through art with creative vibes, going hard with that. And as far as Fortune 911, I've released some new music and really I'm focused on continuing to do that throughout the year. Like no pressure, no stress. I just want to release because I haven't released in that area in so long. So yeah, just being creative and enjoying the new year.
All right. All right. Wonderful. Listen, I'm telling you, I love your hair. You look so beautiful. I just like to say that.
Thank
You do,
you. Thank
Portia.
you. I'm
Yes.
going to heading somewhere. Chapter is coming up next month.
Listen, we understand. We understand. So,
Yeah.
Kareem, what's going on with you?
With me, um, balance. That's what I've been working on. Balance. Like right now, I am out of town trying to get some work life balance, some work, relax, self care balance.
All right.
So
Yeah.
that's been one of my focuses. But, just the usual work, while radio stuff, BWCC stuff,
Yeah.
Everybody will see some of those things coming out, next month and beyond. So,
All that stuff,
yep.
girl. Well, I'm so glad we're talking about media today because I do visual production, and I've been doing a lot of podcasting lately, a lot of podcast production lately,
Me
and
too.
I think, God is just moving me in a certain direction and everything like that. So
Yes.
I'm just following the lead. And so I'm really excited to hear from the people that we're talking to today because I've worked with all of them at some point in my career doing some great things and great work. So it's interesting. It'll be very interesting to hear how they're doing, what they're doing as leaders in media, and the paths that they're paving, and for the work that they're doing, and they're all at different stages too. So I'll really be interested to hear like the different stages that there are. You know, we're gonna talk about media, but we go deep here on Black Women Connecting Communities. So
Yes,
don't be
we
surprised. Anything could happen here.
oh,
Anything,
yeah.
anything. And so just quickly, who we have joining us, we have let's see, I don't know where to start. Who should I start with? I'm going to start with, I'm just going to introduce them. You'll see them when we come back from the break. But we have Miss Cynthia Dorsey. Okay. And Miss Cynthia Dorsey, I worked with her on a documentary. And first and foremost, I want to thank her. See, I'm already starting. Thank you, Cynthia, first and foremost. But Cynthia does documentary work. She's a theatric. She's an actress. She teaches kids. She writes. She's all things media. You know, she's a all things media in a very artistic way. So we're gonna talk to her and talk to her about what she does. And then we have Miss Karen McConnell Jones from Vision and Purpose Media Productions, who is a sister mentor, who she's doing some great things with her community publication that she has. I actually work with her. I'm the lead engineer over there at her media production studio. So she's going to talk about what she's doing and all the wonderful things that Vision and Purpose has going on. In addition to, she's like a trifecta of media because she does print, which is like a dinosaur, but you know, she does print and it's thriving. So she's been doing it for 2 years. Let me just say that. So, but she's doing print, she's doing television, you know, live streaming production, and she also does, you know, audio production as well. So we're going to talk to her. And then we have Miss Foxy Roxy, who is going to be joining us. And she is deep to the, let me tell you something. She took this podcasting world and she is doing, I'm taking notes from
She took
her.
it to another level, baby. But she's not new to
Okay.
media, though. She's not new
She's
to it. She
not.
might be doing her own podcast right now, but she's been in media, multimedia, shoe at that for years.
Right. And her and Carib go back like 4 flats. So so this is gonna be, you know how we do again, like I said, anytime we get together, it's always it's like church or therapy. So
Yes.
shout out to the other ladies, El Boogie and Ty, wherever y'all at out there in the world. We love
Yeah.
y'all. We'll be seeing y'all. Y'all be seeing them the rest of this week because all for the rest of this week, well,
Yes.
through Wednesday, let me get that straight. Through Wednesday, we're going
Right.
to be having this Unapologetically Black series, and it's going to be hosted by the different various hosts of the Black Women Connected Communities Collective. So make sure you check it out. I know I'm going to miss tomorrow's because I'm, you know, it's like wedding season,
Okay.
and I have 2 weddings
You're booked
tomorrow.
and busy. That's what I'm talking
Okay.
about. Get those
Do yeah.
coins.
Thrive in your lane. Okay.
Okay, I got to
You
go get the
got that's
coins.
why
You
it's
know what's
4
right.
of us.
Right. But see, that's how we work together. So
Yeah.
the other ladies are going to be holding it down. We have leaders in education who are going to be joining us and talking about
Yes.
that. So I know that's going to be powerful. And then on Wednesday, we're going to wrap it up with some leaders in community, which you know that's what we are about. That's all I got to say. All right. So we're gonna go to a break.
Do you have
Is
any
that
Black
correct?
history facts? Do we have anything we don't have any facts
Yeah, I'll have
for
to
the
come back
people?
on that. Yeah, we're gonna get to that
Okay.
when we start talking. Yeah.
Okay. I'm with it because I need
Yeah,
to learn some things. That's what I'm asking. I want to learn. That's all that's about.
yes.
Learning.
Learning is key. So when we come back, we're going to be joined with 3 more ladies. We're going to make this there's the number 6, right, Foxy? It's 222. And we're going to have 6 ladies on the panel. 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 6. Oh, okay. Anyway, that's it. That's all. I'm enough of that right now.
There
We're
you
going to
go.
see.
There you go, Chris.
We're gonna go to break. We'll be back. Make sure you keep it locked.
Great show.
This is going to be a wonderful show. This is our Black History Special, Unapologetically Black Me series, Leaders in Media. I'm your host, Chris. We got Carib and Portia, and we'll be joined with some lovely ladies who are leading in media right here on Black Women Connecting Communities. We'll be right back.
Welcome back, everybody, to Unapologetically Black series, Black History Month. We're going to be talking to our Black leaders in media. Welcome.
Yes. Yes, welcome. And we are back and we are live. Let me just say that right now. We are live. We are live on Facebook and YouTube. So if you just look, just search right now and you'll find it. I promise you will. I promise you will. All right. So thank you so much for some of our listeners. Shout out to Yannick, who's also one of our BWCC sisters. Thank you for watching. We appreciate you. And like I said, we are celebrating Black History Month with our Unapologetically Black Me series. And we have women. I mean, well, I keep saying women. Y'all have to excuse me. We usually only talk about women, but we're expanding this year, clearly. So, but we have leaders in media. So we are joined right now. We are joined with by, and I'm just going to go in order by who you see on the screen. Myself, Carib Jim, who's also a BWCC host. Y'all know her. Foxy Roxy, yes, of Pronoia Starseed podcast. She's joining us today. Then we have Miss Karen McConnell Jones of Vision and Purpose Media Productions down there. And then you have Miss Cynthia Dorsey of Soulfly Theater. Is that correct? It's Soulfly Theater, right? Yeah, see, I got it. I knew what I was doing. And then, of course, our BWCC sister, Miss Beautiful Portia. All right. So, as you know, this is Black History Month, and we would be remiss, of course, if we did not celebrate Black history and leaders in Black history. So, what I want to do is, I want to go around to each one of you, and I would like for you to tell me who is someone that you admire in media, there's someone that you looked at to that inspired you to enter the field of media. All right. So I'm gonna start with our guest. I'm gonna start with our guest. So Miss Foxy Roxy, Foxy Roxy, yes, ma'am.
So I know. Oh, hello, everybody. It's me again, Foxy Roxy. And I will say that I was absolutely inspired to step into media by the beautiful Miss Carib Jim. She was my inspiration for getting into media years ago because she saw something I didn't even see in myself, which was a big mouth that had a lot to say that people needed to hear that I didn't even know people needed to hear at that time. But I will say the beautiful Carib was the reason why I got into media.
Wonderful. That's a beautiful thing. See, look at you, Carib. Look at you
Don't,
being an
don't.
inspiration. Look at you.
Well, I accept it. Thank you for putting me on the spot. I'm trying to do the opposite of what I normally say. So thank you, Foxy. I'm glad I could be an inspiration to you.
Wonderful, wonderful. So let's go with Miss Cynthia Dorsey. So she has fans out there. Shout out to Miss Hazel for watching. Cynthia, tell us who was your inspiration for getting into media.
That's really tough. But I would have to say my mother. My mother was a journalist in the earlier part of her life. And then raising us, she had me go into the theater, to film festivals, to DC Youth Orchestra, all of the things, all of the arts things. And I just felt like that was my calling. And she introduced me to that. So I have to give her all of the credit.
Wow, I met your mother, so that's a shout out to your mama for that inspiration. Uh, you never know who it's coming from. I was not expecting these answers, so I must say that again, you never know what you're going to expect here on Black Women Connected Communities. So, Miss Karen McConnell Jones, yes, ma'am. How are you doing
Yes,
today?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Well, for me, I have a combo. It got to
Okay.
be Kathy Hughes and Oprah Winfrey. And the reason why I say them too, because Kathy is, since we're talking about radio and podcasts, Kathy in her days, she made a dent in it there. Being a woman, number one, women in media is still discriminated against, and we have to work just as hard. But being a woman and a black woman back in her times doing, news talk, and then dominating it to the point that she got her own radio station, and then Oprah, she TV news, TV talk,
Mhm.
and she came in the area and knocked Phil Donahue away. I mean, it's just incredible just how she came on the scene, and they are women who came into media and changed the game. They are, as we've been saying lately here, Krista, they are game changers, change
Yeah.
makers rather, So they're mama too. I gotta say, Kathy Hughes and Oprah, they just do it for me.
Well, that is definitely facts. Oprah is very pivotal. You know what I'm saying? She's done a lot of great things in media breakthrough, and you have to give her props for that. So thank you for that.
Yes,
I love
yes,
that.
yes.
I love that. So, Portia, what about you? Who do you have in mind?
Well, actually, you guys have like pushed me in the media field as far as I feel because a podcast, it's been talks of doing it with maybe like a few friends, but we are here and I'm like, oh wow, I'm actually a part of a podcast. Sometimes it's like, I don't believe it. Like I'm doing this because I'm used to doing music and I'm
Yeah.
real serious about my art. So and just actually like lately, like people would be Sarah Jakes Roberts and her
Mm.
woman evolve and how she can, the women and Issa Rae.
Mm.
I love what she's doing. So, and definitely a few of the ladies you guys mentioned, but for me, yeah, those two. My love for all
Mhm.
things art and BWCC. So, thank you.
Mhm. Yes, indeed, indeed. Coreb, do you want to go or shall I go?
I will go. You just know I gotta unmute myself.
I know.
So I'm glad you gave me time and put me at the end. And I had a chance to think because Miss Karen said my first two thoughts, Miss Karen.
Mhm.
But as I had time to think, I have a local media person and then I have more of an international. So my local mainstream person is JC Hayward from
Mm.
Channel
Mhm.
9 News, WSA 9.
Mhm.
I grew up watching her. I love her so much. I have never gotten a chance to meet her, but she just watching this black woman on the local news reporting
Mhm.
on like serious topics. Yes. JC. So
Mhm.
JC, if you out there, you listening, I want to meet you, please. Thank you. Okay.
Please and
Um,
thank you. Please and thank you.
JC Hayward definitely, and I was very young. She's been
Yeah.
on Channel 9 News for a very long time. And
Facts.
then mainstream wise, I'm with you, Miss Karen, Kathy Hughes. She was someone
Mhm.
in radio that, as I got older and started looking more into media, and I think I had a research project actually in college, and I had to look up someone in media, and I looked her up. And
Mhm.
from that point on, just seeing her journey,
Yes.
Mhm.
researching it and watch, yeah, Kathy Hughes. So mine is JC Hayward, Channel 9, WSA 9 News, and yep, Kathy Hughes, Radio 1.
Mhm.
That's a beautiful thing. Well, for me, I would say that you brought up Issa Rae. I love, 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 love me some Issa. And that's a more recent.
Yeah.
That's a more recent love. I love what she did with her story. Like, and I've watched her from the beginning. Like, I was one of the people who was watching the
Yeah.
YouTube series, so I've seen her journey
The awkward
and I've
black
seen her
girl.
progress. Yes, absolutely, it was beautiful. And but on the podcasting side, on the radio side, on the speaking side, I'm gonna say PD Green. And because of his outspokenness and because of his authenticity and for what he stood for, um, in his when he got on air, you know what I'm saying? Like, and where he came from, like it was not, that was not in his thing. He jumped into it. It's just like, wow, here I am, and this is what I am. So, and I love that authenticity of of him and who he was for this area, especially in the DC area. So, my person would be PD Green. So, throwing a little testosterone in the mix.
Yes. Yes.
So look, these things go by really fast. We're about to go to a break in a few minutes. Right. Okay. But before we do that, I do want to say that you guys brought up a lot of good points, and everybody that everybody that y'all brought up is very monumental in media, and I think uh, being a leader in media is about your responsibility to your community. And so when we come back, I want to talk about how each of you use your platforms to give back to your community. Okay. So when we come, that's what we'll do when we come back. So I'll just give you a little chance to think about that and talk about, how you use your platform to just serve your community in any way that you see fit, because entertainment and media is multifaceted. It's not just about delivering news straightforward. It's about entertaining. And so I would love to just hear about your creativity in your media platforms. So make sure you keep it locked right here on Black Women Connecting Communities. Make sure you go on over to the Facebook or the YouTube and check us out. And make sure you look up BLK Women CC on all platforms, and you can look at that, get that, it'll come right on up. There you go. So keep it
Also
locked.
want to say real quick, for
Oh
those of
yes,
you
go
guys
ahead.
watching this visually, we do play music on the break on Wild Radio. So if you like to check that out, all you have to do is go to www.wow, the letter U, backslash BLK Women CC. Again, that's wowuradio.net /BLK Women CC. And we got some good music. We played Tiana Taylor last break. Now we got some, where is it? Some what did you pick, Chris? You know what you picked because
I
this
don't,
was your
I don't,
playlist.
I don't know what the
Harold
order is.
Melvin. Harold Melvin. Harold
Oh
Melvin.
yeah, wake up everybody, no more sleeping in bed.
So I told you
And,
where to go if you
and
want to check out the
y'all,
music.
I love y'all. That's what I
Okay.
love about. That's what I love about us. All right, so make sure you keep it locked. If you want to hear the tunes, then jump on over to the wowuradio.net, and there it is. You'll hear it. So we'll be right back. Keep it locked. Hey, all right. Welcome back, everyone, to the Black Women Connected Communities podcast. This is your girl, Miss Chris, and I am joined by a panel of lovely women here. Yes, a panel of lovely women here as we celebrate leaders in media for our Black History special, Unapologetically Me. And today we are highlighting leaders in media. And we're joined by Foxy Roxy of the Pronoia Starseed podcast, Miss Karen McConnell Jones of BMP Media Productions, and Miss Cynthia Dorsey of Soulfly Theater. So thank you again. Welcome, ladies, for being here. So before the break, I asked you to talk about how you use your platforms to give back to the community, to serve the community. So let's see, we'll go in reverse order for our guests. So I'll start with you, Cynthia. Tell me how you use your platform, because I know you do a lot of great work for to give back to the community.
Well, Soulfly was started in 2008. My best friend and I had just graduated undergrad. We went to Ellington, the Ellington School of the Arts here in DC. But when we came back from undergrad, we were like, okay, we're going to be actors. Let's do this. Let's hit the ground running. But it was a very hard thing to do, especially in the DC area. There were a lot of other women in the DC area finding it hard to get cast and things. DC tends to have a certain type of Black actress they're looking for, and so those of us who do not fit into that category, we can't get cast. And so my friend was like, let's just do our own thing, let's just create the work that we seek. And so we started to do that. Soulfly has become more than I could ever imagine. My goal as an artist, I tend to really look towards the Paul Robeson quote where he says, "Artists are the gatekeepers of truth and civilization's radical voice," and that's my mantra moving forth as I choose what I'm going to direct and put out into the world. So my goal is to liberate stories of Black women from the page and tell it in truth and authenticity, and unapologetically. So I have I have done documentaries. I have done short films, podcasts, talk shows, virtual talk shows, um, all casting women who feel as if their voices need and their stories need to be heard. And a lot of these women get to add these shows and films to their resumes, and they can have a fighting chance in the industry because of it.
Well, that's a beautiful
Nice.
thing. And I know some of the work that you're doing with the with the documentary. You worked on a documentary. You've done you've been in film festivals. You've done so many great things, and you're socially aware. You don't just do content for entertainment. You are socially. You bring up social issues, and so I thank you so much for all the work that you're doing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, real quick before, I mean, this is not the last segment, but while we're here and while they're listening, how can people get in contact with you?
So you can follow Soulfly Theater. That's Soulfly. Theater is RE at the end. So Theatre. on Instagram. Soulfly Theater Society is also on Facebook. Our website is currently getting revamped, so it should be up within in a month or so. But those are the best places to contact me. You can also follow me personally on Instagram at Soul Actor Sin. And I have a page, Cynthia L. Dorsey, on Facebook as well. My personal pages just kind of chronicle what I'm doing independently as a multidisciplinary artist. So, beyond Soulfly. So, those are the two ways you can keep in contact.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing. So let's go see Karen. Another person, a pillar in the community, does so many great things here in Prince George's County locally. But one of her key models is community is everywhere. And
Yes.
she's doing some great things. She's been doing media for over 10 years. Um, so I'm going to just let you go ahead and tell our audience how you use your platform and your media outlet to serve the community.
Yes, yes. And Cynthia, I just want to say that's a beautiful story. And that's what we have to do. We have to create our own opportunities, is, in this media realm we have. And as Krista knows, as she said, that's what I like to do, be the voice for the community, a positive voice for our community. Because sometimes we let mainstream media keep constantly telling our stories. It's not of who we really are, because there's so many great things that's going on in our community. And as Krista also know, I always say, so we must change the narrative. And so Cynthia, thank you for changing the narrative, because we have to stop stereotyping, wanting to be a certain way, look a certain way, be a certain skin color, natural hair, everything. So we are changing that. But to move on, and how I use the media company to give back to the community. As I said, community is everywhere, and we just want to be that positive voice for our community. We do print, everybody, in 2022. Yes, I do print. When I first decided to get into print, everybody's saying I was committing media suicide. Is this a digital world? Are you crazy? But the stories that's of our community, they still love to see they work in print. So being able to give them that, to be able to let their words be in print, is a wonderful thing. We expanding now the media part of the magazine, and we are doing community heroes. So if you have a community hero out there, please just submit. Go to Vision and Purpose Media Productions website, and submit your community hero. If you just want to even do a birthday shout out, we added that new column because we want to be more interactive with our community. And then on the production side, yes, we love just taking different awareness. Like we're celebrating next month. This is a great way for me to celebrate with you all History Month, Black History Month, as we lead into Women History Month in March. So I'll be celebrating 10 years of being in media and 2 years of the magazine. And we just like being a positive voice. We have positive podcasts on our show, our live screen talk show. We want to talk about the subject matters and the issue that is concerning to our community, and we want to recognize the different awareness. So this is just phenomenal how we able to use our voice to be a positive, just be a positive access to our community. And believe it or not, we do food drives. Crystal and Tara, we are part of the Community as Priority group, and believe it or not, we just all put our own funds, our own money. Even Crystal cook. What? I can't believe it. Even Crystal Cook, we have so it's a group of us. We made up of everybody individually have their own business, and we pour our own money into this. We fed over the holiday, we fed over 2,000 people here in Prince George's County, Maryland. So last year we did on Good Friday, we did a fish fry alone where we fed over 2,200 people. So we always doing these things, especially now that COVID-19 had came and the pandemic is here. We always doing the food drive, trying to do it at least every other month to be able to feed and give back to our community. So it's all about using your gift, your skill set, and what's on your heart to be, a positive voice for your community and to give back to your community. I've just raised as if in order to receive a blessing, we must first be a blessing, and that's just serving my community. So that's what I love to do. Thank you.
All right, now you hear now. She said I cook. Okay, so
Yeah, she did.
I did. I made some chicken and it was ready to but no, but that is facts. And so again, hashtag teamwork makes the dream work, which is facts because thank you to Karen in the Vision and Purpose Media Production Studio. They allowed us to use the facility to do our toy drive and to, gather donations
Mhm.
for food drive. So it always takes teamwork because you don't always have the resources, but if you can work together, you can, make things happen. All right. All right. So Foxy, Roxy, tell us how you use your platform now. Everybody does something different. I'd love to hear how you use the Pronoia Starseed podcast to enlighten and help your community.
Well, thank you, Crystal. So, what I do with my podcast, I think, is spark. My number one thing, oh, I'm sorry, is to
No, you're
spark.
good.
Okay. It's to spark the interest, spark the spirit within each of us, within our communities, because we are collectively raising the vibration of the planet. And we do that
Mm.
by sparking our own spirituality, by clicking and tuning into ourselves. So, how I do that is by coming in and asking questions or putting theories and, um, you know, hypotheses out there for people to think about when it comes to religion, spirituality, and different things that we tend to follow. But do we tap into ourselves and ask ourselves, is this true to me? And if it rings true to you, keep going. If it doesn't, start to question things. And I think that once we start to do that, we start to accept other people. We start to realize that, there is no right or wrong answer. It's all about what our perspectives are and what we see. And so I think that it's important that, in our communities, Black communities across, I say, the whole United States, across the world, we should all be tapping into our spirituality. If we don't know anything else, is that we are spirits having a human experience. So, having said all of that, my podcast is really not to teach anything, but to spark what you already know within you, to bring that out. And that's what I do. That's what I do every Saturday, every time I get a chance to jump on and do that, I want to do that. And so I appreciate again Carib Jim for seeing that in me years ago before I could even see it in myself. And I also want to give a quick shout out to my mother, rest in heaven, Karen,
Mhm.
who was a DJ for a long time. My grandfather owned a radio station down in Alabama, and I have to say, she definitely was an influence on me doing media. But Carib saw something that nobody else saw, and I thank you for that because Divine led me down this road to bring our communities together to start seeing that we are, no matter what your religious beliefs, your spiritual beliefs, no matter what, we're all connected, and there is one divine creator that is leading all of us to this one beautiful creation. So that's what I do there on Pronoia Star Seed podcast.
All right.
Well, won't he do it? I said, well, won't he do it? That was beautiful. I love that. That's what I'm saying. Leaders in your own rights. Each one of you are creating your own path. You are doing something unique and different. You know what I'm saying? And bringing that. And I think that's the beauty of the power of media. So you know how I do. And we're gonna do another break. We have to go to one more break. But when we come back, we're gonna wrap this show up. But when we do come back, our concluding question is going to be the power of media. So we're gonna talk about the power of media, okay, and shaping today's culture. So I want to hear from you guys about that, and yeah. Let me see. How much time do we have, engineer? Because she's the first of all. Thank you to the team in the back who was holding it down. Karen, now I get it. You know, I engineer a show for Karen, so we have people in the back doing what I do for her every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Vision and Purpose Media Production at Bad As Us like she said, changing the narrative. Make sure you do that. We have to control our narrative. So we're going to talk about the power of media when we come back. This is the Black History Special. All right. Unapologetically Me, Leaders in Media. And again, we're joined by Cynthia Dorsey, Foxy Roxy, and Karen McConnell Jones. These women are giving me some great answers. I love the authenticity of the group. And this is, you can't make this stuff up. So we'll be back right here. Black Women Connected Communities. Don't forget, if you want to hear the jams, the music, then you have to go on over to wowuradio.net to listen to that. And then after it's all over, you can go and follow us and listen to this on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, all that other good yummy stuff. All right. So keep it locked right here. Black Women Connecting Communities. This is your girl, Chris. Out. All right, welcome back to Black Women Connecting Communities. This is your girl, Chris. And what happened to my screen? I don't like it. There you go. I like that's better. That's pure. That's pretty. All right, so we're back on Black Women Connected Communities on our Black History Special, Unapologetically Me, with day one, leaders in media, and then we have had a great discussion so far. I'm so, we're almost coming to the end of the show. We're gonna be just a little bit over. We ain't gonna go for. We're gonna be a little over, which is usual for us too. But we this is day one. Don't forget to join us tomorrow, same time, 8 o'clock, right here, where we are going to have day two, where we have leaders in education. All right, so we're going to have some past artists who stepped into education, and is doing some phenomenal things. And so I look forward to. I'm going to miss that show again, so I'll be listening, but I know that's going to be a very awesome show as well. And then day three, we're going to be talking to leaders in a community. So make sure that you check that out. Um, Same time every single day, 8 o'clock, right here on WildU Radio.net, or you can follow that. You can go to the BLK Women dc.com and check out the website and find out all the information about the podcast and the series. So we're gonna wrap this up, and how we're gonna go out. Oh, real quick, before we go to that, who was that? Was it Carib or was that was Carib? She's shaking her head. She wants to answer the last question. So Carib, tell me how
I
you
do.
use tell us rather how
Okay.
you use community and your platform to serve the community.
The way Okay, so my platform to serve the community is Wild Radio, BWCC. Those are the two main ones that I use right now that I have personally um, come up with in my mind. But the way I do this is through a village. It's always been my base in personal life and business. You got to have a village. You got to have a team. You got to have a support system. You're not going to go but so far if you don't. It's just not going to happen. You could be as smart as you want to be. You could be as strong as you want to be, but you got to have somebody to have your back. You got to have a team of people to have your back. I say about 3 or more to have your back. So for me, it's been to have a village. And then the second part of that is just giving back to the community. When you see something going wrong or something that you don't like, I mean, you can talk about it. As my mentor, Miss Wasita, would say if she was still here with us, you got to be about it. So I don't just talk
Mm-hmm.
about doing things, I make them happen, period. I'm action. You can ask anybody that has been in meetings with me or done anything else. You say you want to do something, I'm saying, okay, let's put it on the calendar. What's the timeline? How are we going to do this? So
She's not
again,
lying.
I'm telling the truth. I just want to act. I've been talking for a long time. The people around me have been talking for a long time. And I'm just saying to everybody, it's time for us to act. Enough talking. Let's do. If people won't won't join your movement or what you have going on by talking, then you just got to show them. You can't keep talking about it. You're going to lose your breath. I
Mm-hmm.
personally don't have time to lose my breath. So I'm just going to show you. And that's the way that, and through media, of course, and just using my village, the community aspects and giving back, and
Mm-hmm.
then putting it out there through media,
Mm-hmm.
visual, audio, multimedia. That's just,
That's what you do.
that's what I
And
do.
I will say this for those who do not know that Carib is the founder of Black Women Connecting Communities. She likes to throw me in the pot, but she is the one who called me
I did.
with her vision and her thought and said, "This is what I want to do. This is what we need to do." So you are. This is evidence of you using your platform to celebrate and give back to our community. So kudos to you.
Thank you,
Kudos
ladies.
to you.
Thank you. I'm
All
trying
right,
to make
Portia.
sure we're taking compliments. I'm sorry.
Good. Good. I think I've been massaging you lately too. I'm like, you're going to take this compliment. Anyway,
Yes.
side note. All right. So, Portia, do you want to, because you do art as well, and that's the media. That's another form of media. Can you tell us how you use your platform briefly, how you use your platform to give back and to serve the community?
Yes, yes, I may. I can. Yes, I give back to the community through art. That's connecting the community through art with creative vibe. But also just um connecting with other people and like-hearted people who want to give back, who are committed to the community. I'm not just even in art, just as a person. That's how I use my platform. So on my personal page, what I do is I share a positive word, the word, or my work, just trying to motivate somebody. So that's just off the regular profile. But in my service to the community, definitely right now, my focus is
Okay.
connecting through art.
Wow. Well, yes, and we do know that you use your art to give back to the community. Portia does great things with the creative vibes. That's her logo in the back, and a little bit back there.
Yeah,
So
I be teaching them classes. This is my classroom right here.
she
Till
is
we
in her
get in the
element.
classroom. Yeah.
Word up. So all right, so we're gonna wrap this up because I don't want to keep us all night because y'all we can go all night, but we do want to stay within the confines of time to respect everyone's night. And plus, the night is not over. It's gonna be a long day. We got a later podcast. Later, we're gonna talk about that in a minute. But the power of media. I want to wrap this up. I want to wrap the conversation up with the round robin from everyone about the power of media. And I'll start it off so that you guys can kind of get a context of what I'm talking about because that's a very broad statement. Perfect. So we'll take about a minute and a half each person just to talk about the power of media. And I'll go first. As leaders in media, I feel like there's a responsibility. Maybe that's a responsibility. There's a responsibility that we have to not only serve our community, but to be able to create our own narratives. And I think that that is the power of media, because with and media is just not about entertaining, not just about owning it, creating your own narrative and owning the rights. And that's something that a lot of us, especially as Black people, we all in this digital world are all leaders in media because everybody can create media at any given point. Like if you can make a reel, you are now in the media world. As far as I'm concerned, you have influence and people are looking at you. And it is, I think, your responsibility to understand the power of that media to control the narrative and to profit off of that. So we need to learn how to really own our media. And I think if we can do that, there's a power in that. So I'm going to toss it up. See who wants to drop to catch it. Look at Karen. Look like she wants to catch it. So I'm gonna throw it to you, Karen. You can can take it. Tell us what you think about what the power of media means to you. And since you are one of our special guests today, let everyone know how they can get in contact with you. Uh-oh.
I just had to catch it. I just
I
had to
saw
catch it
you.
for you. Yes, yes. But the power of media, like you said, that's just so like bodacious, and my thing is we have to be intentional with our message and being positive, because the power of media can be two things. It can be positive, it can be negative. What side of the fence are you going to walk on? So definitely when it comes to my community, I want to be on the side that bring that powerful positive message, and being intentional with our message to show that we are strong leaders in the Black community and that we have just so many hidden talents, hidden jewels news that media, we all us on this platform, we are in the position to let the voices be heard, to uplift someone, to inspire someone. If anyone is out there, let me just tell you, and like you said, Krista, if anybody can pick up a device nowadays, they are in media, and that's just the power of it. And if I can just be encouraging to anyone out there, I got in media and did not take up any class, didn't go to school for this. And at first I used to be like, wow, how can I measure up and say that I'm in media and I never went to school for journalism. I never went to school for this. But you know what? I did go to school of learning how to do God's purpose, and so that's my learning driven force. If I can just always do his purpose and do his means and what he placed on my heart to do, then I am doing the will of God and doing what's good for our community. And as Krista know, I just like to say I'm all things media, and I just want to be a positive voice for our community. So use your voice, use your power, use your talent, use your skill set. That's where your greatness is. Your greatness lies in your skill set. So we all on this panel have greatness in us. We all have our media to be great, and we are a greatness, and we got to continue to be intentional with our message and make sure that we network and stay together, because the more of us that come together, the more powerful we are and the stronger the community will be. So yeah, that's my 2 cents.
All right, now that's it right there. The power of media, coming from Miss Mcconnell Jones of Vision and Purpose Media Productions. Make sure you check her out. www.facebook.com/VNP Media Production.
Yes,
Media
yes.
Production, yeah. So, and make sure you check out the website, which is www.vnpmediaproductions.com. All right.
Yes.
All right. So next up, we're going to go to Miss Dorsey, Miss Cynthia Dorsey. You're going to throw it out, and then
Yeah.
Cynthia, you're going to catch it. Well, tell us about the power of media. What are your thoughts? And give us your closing contact information one more time.
What I immediately think about is how we entered a pandemic in 2020, and it's been 2 years. But when we all had to go across the world into quarantine, and we were in our houses and we picked up our devices or we got online, the creatives were the ones who sustained us during that
Mm-hmm.
time and evoked, whether it was laughter, whether it was protesting with George Floyd and Ahmaud Arbery, whether it
Mm-hmm.
was giving us a sense of encouragement because we've lost a loved one to COVID-19. The creative stepped up when the nation needed them most.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so I feel like that's the power of media, to evoke change, to evoke healing across the world, and
Mm-hmm.
to also empower us to unlearn and the things that we have learned and to begin to um, embrace everyone within our community across the world. So I think that's pretty much our power. I like you said, Crystal, I think it's our responsibility not to, deter from that and
Mm-hmm.
to step up when we are needed most, which is generally all the time. So that's what I
In high demand, in high demand. Y'all
mm,
are hitting it on the head. Let me tell you something. I got ownership, I got intention, and I got invoke change and healing. Okay, what else? This is the power of media. Thank you so much. Don't forget, if you missed it, check out a Soulfly Theater Society on Facebook. It's Soulfly Theater, and the theater is RE at the end. Gotcha, Cynthia. Make sure you check her out. She's doing such great, dope things over there. I appreciate you, Cynthia, for allowing me the opportunity to DP your documentary and recommending me to this new lane that I'm in. I told y'all I've been moving into this live streaming production, and one of my newest clients has been Cynthia's uh, a referral from Cynthia. So you know, teamwork makes the dream work. I love it. Thank you. All right, so Foxy Roxy, what you
Cynthia, you
got for?
got to throw her the ball.
Oh yeah, Cynthia got to throw the ball. Okay, catch the catch it. Ew! All right, Miss Foxy Roxy. I love y'all. I do. Foxy Roxy, tell us power of media to you and give us that information. And don't forget to tell them about tonight.
Oh yes, most definitely. So for me, the power of media is a double-edged sword. You know, it's kind of like water. It can heal you, it can replenish you, or it can drown you. And also through COVID, I noticed that media sometimes can be overwhelming, be too much of something that can take us off of our kilter. And you know, I'm not gonna say anything negative about what's been going on. We all suffered through the last 2 years, but sometimes the thing that media is able to do that is great is also the thing is able to do that is not so great, which is influence us. And if we're not strong enough, we're easily influenced the wrong way. So it's very important that when we do step out on these platforms and we have these platforms, that we use them responsibly, and we also respect the fact that everyone's going to have a different opinion, and facts are facts. And you know, we have to respect facts and stuff. Like, things get so blurry when we start dealing with media and, you know, all of that kind of thing. So I will say that media is very powerful. It's one of the most powerful tools that we have. I say it's like the whatever, I don't know how many branches, I can't remember, of government we have, but it's another branch of government. You know, it governs the mental. It governs us mentally. You know, when we see certain things, we feel a certain way. When we see death of our own community in our own community, how does it make us feel? How does it, I'm not saying don't watch it. I'm saying if we watch too much of it, how does it make us feel? You know, when we see good things, when we see a lot of that, why we don't see so much of that? Why we don't get that overwhelming news all the time about all these beautiful babies coming out and how many babies is born? No, but we keep hearing these numbers and bad things. So my thing is, media has to be responsible, because media can bring us up or it can lower us. It can bring the frequency of the planet up or it can lower it. So again, like, all of us are doing it. I believe we're all doing it to raise the frequency, to bring people up, to empower people. But, you know, media is powerful. It's a double-edged sword. So that's how I see it. Again, you guys, tonight, not tonight, tomorrow, depends on who you are and what you believe, but at 2:22 a.m., I will be on my first episode of Paranoia After Dark, which is kind of like a spinoff of Paranoia Starseed podcast. It is an adult-only show because it's after dark, where we will be talking about divine, sacred energy. We'll use the word sacred energy because it's PG-13. But later on, we won't be using sacred. So at 2:22 a.m., you can join me on Pronoia Starseed Podcast on Facebook. My next season of Pronoia Starseed Podcast starts in March, and that will be on Facebook and YouTube. I have been cowering out of going on YouTube because I'm so comfortable with Facebook. But next season, I'll be on YouTube. You can catch me there. You can also catch me on Instagram at Pronoia Starseed Podcast. I just want you guys to know that Pronoia, it means that the universe is working in your favor. And it's a play on the word paranoia, which we always think somebody's always out to get us. Well, know that the universe is working in your favor. That is the motto. That is the motto for the rest of the year, for the rest of our lives. Know that everything is working in your favor. And as long as you are on the right side of media, you are doing the right thing. Get your word out there. We appreciate you. Appreciate you. Thank you for having me on, Crystal, Mara, everybody. Black women connect communities.
Woo-hoo. I love you guys. Yes, like she said, check her out. Make sure you check out her podcast. It's fun, it's impactful, it's awesome sauce. So again, make sure you go back and check out the other seasons tonight if you're up at 2:22 in the morning on the 22nd. Check it out. I'll be there
Tuesday.
on a Tuesday. It's going down. on a Tuesday. So we're going to tap into some of that feminine energy. Make sure you check it out. Pronoia Pod Speak, Pronoia Star C podcast, tongue twister. Don't worry about it. So, Karib, you want to do well before we wrap up? I want to close out with the ladies, but before we do that, I want to thank our guests for joining us again. Y'all have really added value to the show. It brought a lot. I love these genuine, authentic conversations because you never know what's going to come out of it. And I know the sound bite queen over there is going to have a ball with this show. You hear me? AKA Carib Jim, our audio engineer. She's going to have a
you know
field
it.
day. She's going to have a field day because there's a lot of gems in here, and that's what y'all drop, gems.
I
So
love
we talk
it.
about ownership of media, intention of media, the influence to change and heal, and the responsibility, and the and for every good thing, there's a bad. There's that balance, and that's why I love Foxy Roxy. She's always bringing that full perspective to the whole situation. So, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, everybody who's watching across all the different platforms. We really do appreciate you. I'm going to let our guests go real quick, and then we're going to close it out with the ladies. Again, make sure you follow them. You can check this out on all the platforms, like it, share it, replay it. This is a very powerful one, and don't forget to tune in next week. Thank you again, ladies, for joining us. All right, all right. So, ladies, that was a great show. That was great, awesome sauce. I want us to touch on. I want you two to touch on the power real quick and wrap the show up so we can because I started it off when I talked about the ownership. So I'm gonna let you.
And you know I'm gonna finish it. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna finish
Well,
it.
I'm gonna let Portia go ahead.
Exactly.
Go ahead in the middle, make this like a little BWCC sandwich, you know, with the visionaries of power on the end and the BWCC shirt in the middle, like with a little sandwich.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead.
No, but you guys had, I mean, the ladies had, everybody had so many excellent points. And what I wanted to say was media is very powerful. You kept it short and sweet at find your balance. That's the key word. That is the title of the track I released. That is the word for the rest of our lives because media can be a gift, it can be a curse. So just find your balance with it, and use your platform to impact people positively. And that is my piece.
Short, simple, to the point piece. And I love it. I'm telling you, I was writing down notes. I don't usually do that, but I think, but she added the balance to it. Oh, see, look at you. We're going to have to turn this into a whole class, Lord. This is not a podcast. This is a class. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, because I'm saying we learning right now. So we got the ownership, intention, evoking change and healing, influence, responsibility, and balance. Balance is key. Balance is key. So make sure that you like Foxy said, you can listen to it now, but just beware that if you do too much, it's going to throw you off. Your vibrations going to be off. So, yes. All right, Carib Jams. I'm gonna let you wrap this up. You're gonna take us all the way out because I'm
gonna take you all the way out. But what's the question? So I can at least answer the question going out.
So it's a very introspective question because
Okay.
I'm a very introspective person. But the question is the power of media. So it's not really a question; it's more like a theory. What is the power of media in your thought?
The power of media is everything that we've been talking about. Everything that this show's been about. It's really about communicating your thoughts. Really, communicating your thoughts and putting them out there for other people to see, for other people to be able to think about it too, to comment on. That's the power of media. To share information, to educate others. And I can say this because these are all things that we've used this platform for. We have a philosophy, Chris and I, that we developed a few years ago, and it's called the 360 philosophy. And this is truly what I feel media does. So this 360 philosophy is all about speaking, connecting, organizing, and acting. And if you know us, you know that we do this in every single thing that we do. This is our philosophy that we follow. You got to talk about it. Okay. You got to connect to your resources around you. Once you have the idea and you talk about it, you got to connect to your resources around you. And then once you do that, you have to organize those thoughts. You have to organize those resources. And once you have all of that done, you spoke about it, you connected to your resources, whether it's people, places, persons, or things, then you have to organize those thoughts. Once you organize those thoughts, then all you have to do from there is act on it. Like I said, I'm a woman of action. I don't talk about it, I be about it. So, speak, connect, organize, act. That's the power of media. That's how we personally put what we do in play. So, you guys know what I'm going to do to close it out. I got to plug BWCC because you're tuning into the BWCC podcast. And what you can do is follow us across all social media platforms. BLK Women CC everything. Visionaries in Power. Y'all already know. BLKWomenCC.com on everything. BLK Women CC. If you want to do it the Black women connecting communities. That's what you could do. Black women connected communities right on the screen so you can see it right there. www.blkwomencc.com. Please check us out. And join us tomorrow. Tomorrow, we'll be talking about education. We're going to have L Boogie. She's going to be on here with some great people dealing with education. So I'm not going to tell you who it is. If you want to find out who it is, then you're going to have to go to our Facebook page. Check that out. www.facebook.com/ you guys already know, BLK Women CC. That's what it is. So join us tomorrow. Same time, same place. You're either watching on different platforms, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Be sure to tune in. And I want to take us out with a indie track. You already know how I do. We've been playing some mainstream stuff. It was cool. But now we got to get to our indie. So my mantra, you guys, of this week is that every day I'm going to say that today is the best day ever. So today is the best day ever. So with that, I want to celebrate. So in order to have a celebration, we're going to pull up some Bop Alloy. It's a celebration. If you want to listen to this now, you got to tune into Wild Radio. If you want to listen to any of the music, you have to tune into Wild Radio. If you're on Facebook or YouTube or any of the visual streaming platforms, you won't be able to hear it. We're not trying to get in trouble. We're not trying to get copyright infringed. We got to make sure everything's kosher. So you see it on the screen right there, www.wowuradio.net/BLK Women CC. And you can check this out. Again, this is Bop Alloy. This is called A Celebration. All right, y'all. See y'all tomorrow, 8 p.m. You already know it's right here on my shirt. Visionaries in Power. And I am definitely unapologetically black and me.
Peace out.
Peace out, y'all. See you tomorrow.